Australian Rules Golf will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you the following episode of Almost Live. It's Almost Live with me, Pat Cashman, Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Stainton, Nancy Guppy, Steve Wilson, and Ed Wyatt, and starring John Keister. And now this announcement from the Department of Transportation. When driving on our area's freeways and highways, please do not put your finger in your nose. It might be fun for you, but it can be dangerously distracting to other drivers who may yell things like, "Hey, buddy, go for it!" or "Finding any nuggets?" This announcement from the Department of Transportation. And now, here he is, keeping his hands where you can see them.
John.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to start with a personal message to the Seattle Supersonics tonight. Congratulations. And don't ever do that to us again. Oh! Woo, down to the last second like that in overtime. But the Sonics won. And, you know, I was at that game, and I have to say it was pretty stressful. But here in the Northwest, we know how to handle stress. So I'll show you what I mean. I suppose you all saw the front page of the Seattle Times today. The picture of this woman being held hostage at knife point here. Now the thing is, everything's okay. Everything turned out fine. But the interesting thing is that even under the stress of a hostage situation, this guy here, he can still order his double tall cappuccino. Right there, look at that. Yeah. Decaf. I think he needs decaf, perhaps. I think that's great. You know, this guy's in total control. I think we need more control like that in the school district. This guy should be involved in that. Our high school proms, this is the prom season, and in case you haven't noticed, they're completely out of control. If you know that. Kids today, they're spending thousands of dollars on clothes, limos, hotel rooms, and then they're just going completely wild because they know it's the last chance they'll ever have before they spend the rest of their lives riveting planes at Boeing, and those are the lucky ones. And I know these out-of-control proms are a problem because many parents have come up to us, to me as a community leader, and asked, John, how can I tell if my child's prom's out of control? Well, we realized there are some warning signs that you can look for. For example, if the punch is spiked with 25-year-old single malt Glenlivet Scotch, that's a warning sign. If your daughter's date has a suite named after him at the Four Seasons, I would have to. If you get a personal thank you note from Bruce Nordstrom after shopping, that's a tip-off. If the prom photos are being taken by Annie Leibovitz, I'd look into that. Your kids asked permission to stay out till August. It's a dead giveaway. Your kid's prom is the feature story entertainment tonight. And finally, Rob Lowe has been hired to videotape the evening, which is a dead giveaway right there. Things can get, you know, pretty wild in high school, but things can also get out of hand in college, and I think that's where these guys come in. Take a look.
Due to the graphic nature of the following program, there may be certain scenes that are not suitable for some members of our viewing audience, like wussies and little wimps and weenies.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys,
Cops in the U District.
Yeah, I've been working in the University District for just about 6 years now, and it's a young place, it's a very active place. You always got to stay on your toes. Like right now when I'm working the fraternity or sorority area, Greek row, I'm always on the lookout for suspicious behavior, because you never know what these guys are going to pull. You never... Like that, right up there. What the heck is going on up there? I don't believe this. Okay. Hey, what are you trying to prove, mister?
I just picked up her books.
All right, you're a fraternity brother, right?
Yeah.
And you just treated a woman with respect? You didn't even hoot at her as she walked away? Well, what did you join a fraternity for in the first place, mister?
Well, I just thought...
All right, save it. Now listen, I'm gonna check your blood alcohol level. I want you to blow into that. I'm not measuring any alcohol in your system at all.
I don't drink.
All right, now listen. Do you realize it's a very serious offense for a fraternity brother in the university district to have a blood alcohol level of under 0.25?
No.
Uh-huh. You didn't know, huh? All right, now listen. I'm going to give you a warning this time, but I want to see you shotgun this beer, and I want to hear you say, woo! Woo! No. Woo! Woo! All right, you work on that. You hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sociology professors they're dangerous. You know, they bite. They'll bite you. English profs are usually a little too hammered, you know, to be any problem. But the thing with them...
Husky 1, come in, please.
Yeah, Roger.
417 at the registrar's office, disturbance in progress.
Okay, I'm on it. I hate these. Okay. Hey. All right, what's going on?
He's trying to change his major for the 3rd time this morning.
All right, you know very well that you can only change your major 2 times a day at the University of Washington. Now, how old are you?
35.
And what class are you in?
Well, I'm a 10th-year grad student majoring in sociology. No, chemistry. Was it economics?
It was,
All right,
Oh,
let's
right.
go.
Although I've
Come on,
always
let's
been
go.
interested in the law.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Listen, you have the right to remain silent, although as a graduate student, I don't suppose that's very likely. If you need legal representation, well, you can represent yourself if you have enough political science credits. If not, we'll go down to the law school and we'll get one of those grads who keeps failing the bar.
Okay, sure.
All right, let's go. Oh, do you want a course schedule?
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Say, what's it take to get into law enforcement?
Oh, well, you're
Because
going to
I got
need
a lot
more
of
credits.
classes.
You don't have enough credits. Yeah, you know, I like working the dorms because the dorm kids are basically good kids, and you
Officer,
never.
officer.
What? What's the matter?
There's some guys upstairs. They live next door to us, and they're playing their stereo really loud. My roommate and I, we got a big chemistry test tomorrow. We need a place to study, and they won't quit. Can you tell them to shut it off?
No. Hold on. Now, you guys just need a quiet place to study, right?
Yeah?
Now, I understand that there's a Husky men's basketball game going on right now down at Tech Ed, so you know that's got to be quiet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks.
Okay, guys. Yeah, they're nice kids. You know, we got over 30,000 people going to school here in this little area. That's a lot of cars. We got a lot of parking problems. You know, parking laws are strictly enforced in the U District. We got a lot of problems. Like that right over there. Hold on. Look at that. Hey, what are you doing here? This is a load zone. You got to move this car.
Look, I'm almost finished. I'll be right over
No, you're in violation. What's your name, mister?
Lincoln Kennedy.
Wait a minute, Lincoln Kennedy? Of the Huskies?
Yeah.
Well, look, could you get me some Rose Bowl tickets?
Look, I got drafted by the Falcons. I don't play with the Huskies anymore.
Oh, that's right. Could you get me some tickets to a Falcons game?
No, I don't think so. Look, I tell you what, if you let me go, I'll get you some tickets to Seahawks.
Never mind, just move the car.
Come for you, bad boys, bad boys.
Top in the U District.
When they come for you, bad boys.
All right, stay with us. We've got a great show, and we'll be right back.
I'm Sally.
And I'm Susie.
And we're blonde. It's almost summer. Time to start putting lemon juice on your hair.
And remember, if someone says your hair looks like straw, that's a compliment.
Bye.
And now it's time for Let's Go Already, featuring one of the country's leading motivational speakers, Dr. George Miller.
Thank you. How are you? Pretty good? I am too. Where are y'all from? Well, I am too. That's just great. Okay, You know, people ask me, they say, what is it like to be one of the country's leading motivational speakers? And I always tell them the same thing. It's awful. I'm sick of it. I can't stand my life. And I say that in the most motivational way. First of all, you got to fly a lot. When you fly, they always insult your intelligence. For those passengers with connecting flights, see an agent at the gate. Well, thanks. I usually just wander around, hoping to spot a plane that's going my way. It's always so confining on that airplane, and then they make this announcement. The captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, so you are free to move about the cabin. Gee, what a blast. Why don't I just go into that little bathroom and hang myself? You got to stay at a lot of hotels. True story. I'm at a hotel. I said to the desk clerk, could I leave a wake-up call for 11? Guy actually said this. 11 o'clock? I said, no, 11 a chicken. I always rent a car when I go out of town. Here's my favorite road sign. School's open, drive carefully. Gee, I sure wish school would let out so I could start ramming into people again. I went to the Grand Canyon. Boy, what they say about it is true. You stand there at the Grand Canyon, you feel so inferior, so insecure, and then I realized something. I felt like that before I got there. My family's been a big influence on me. My mom always gives guidance in the form of little phrases. Happiness comes from the inside. So I always feel better after you puke. And my dad has never been afraid to try anything new. One time he mixed Nabisco shredded wheat and grape nuts in the same bowl. Oh, I'm anxious to try that. I've never eaten hay and little rocks at the same time. My dad always said, don't be afraid to be different. When I was a little kid, I would say odd things to adults just to see their reaction. Sonny, what do you want to be when you grow up? A sniper who hates prostitutes. And always have respect for everybody. Bill Clinton said during the election, he says, in America, we don't have a single person we can waste. I don't think he's ever seen Richard Simmons. And you can't always have good luck. You read about the couple that lost the $10 million in the McDonald's contest because their daughter was an employee there. What a double whammy to lose the $10 million plus the embarrassment of having everybody know they got a relative working at McDonald's. And you got to know what you want. You got to be honest with yourself and know what you want. You see a little old lady loaded down with packages running for the bus, and you secretly root for the bus. And you got to relax and have a good time. You know how to do that, right? Call up the Home Shopping Network. When they say, what can we do for you? Say, nothing, thanks. I'm just looking. And Cheers went off the air, one of my favorite shows. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Why don't you just go home with your family? I do a lot of speeches to big companies, and sometimes big companies insult the intelligence of the audience on television. The little old lady says, I just took arthritis strength Bufferin. Now I can lift my frying pan. Well, the doctor ought to give her codeine. She could be working out with weights. Imodium AD makes your first attack of diarrhea your last. What does that mean? It kills you? Irregularity used to be a problem. Well, what is it now? An opportunity? Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. We don't. We hate you because you're a conceited bitch. Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon? No, I just had a physical. I'm feeling much better. Hey, I enjoyed talking to you. I got to get to my next motivational speech. Thank you very much.
I'm Sally.
And I'm Susie.
And we're blonde.
Remember, chlorine in swimming pools can make your hair turn green.
Grapes are green.
Brought to you by America's heavy metal community.
Lame!
That Linwood woman who found $50,000 in a ditch and turned it in.
Vilely lame.
Dog lame.
Uncompromisingly lame. Swimming in a stinking sea of lame-alities.
Little kids in malls who keep calling you Garth.
Lame!
Books about cats.
Lame! 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 Lame!
The realization that growing long hair and wearing leather clothes is no more than an attempt to fit in with a group, to be part of a system, which therefore means you're really no different from a loafer-wearing BMW driving yuppie. The Screaming Trees concert was stopped just because of one little riot. Shelley Long never took her clothes off on the last Cheers.
Lame!
Totally lame. Excusable.
This has been the Lame List. Good evening and welcome to the John Report. I'm John, here's my report. Only 1 out of 3 people in a recent poll approve of how Governor Lowry has been handling his job. Only 1 out of 10 approve of how Lowry has been handling his razor. A graduate of WSU gave the school a $4 million gift this week. School officials remarked, "We're just stunned that one of our graduates has that kind of money." Washington state lawyers are debating a rule that would ban sex with clients. Under the new rule, lawyers would still be allowed to screw the public in general, just not individually. Pollutants in the air have raised fears that the mountains may contain acid snow. While this has upset environmentalists, it's really excited snowboarders from Bellingham. The city attorney announced plans this week to crack down on panhandlers. He says the primary target will not be downtown or Pioneer Square, but rather the state legislature. Well, a Castle Rock man wants to marry the woman who was convicted of trying to kill him. When asked why, the man replied, "Hey, you've got to get right back on the horse that threw you." State Representative Jim McDermott may become President Clinton's aide czar. If chosen as czar, McDermott says he will appoint as his advisor an intense bearded mystic named Rasputin. A member of the Shoreline Community College Speakers Bureau is protesting plans to invite Rush Limbaugh, noting that Limbaugh's fee is $20,000, while they can get Ralph Nader for just $6,500. He pointed out that for just $6,520, they can still get Ralph Nader, but in a much nicer suit. Finally, Cairo TV has replaced its 7:30 news program with the syndicated show Real Stories of the Highway Patrol. In Highway Patrol, Monica Hart will play a feisty young cadet named Monica Love, who tosses her hair a lot while chasing down speeders. This has been the John Report. Thank you. And we'll be right back.
I'm Sally.
And I'm Susie.
And we're blonde.
Blondes have very fair skin, so always wear sunscreen, because there's this big scary hole up in the sky, and icky things are leaking out of it down on us, and it's gonna make us all die.
That makes me sad.
But we'll have really nice tans.
That makes me happy. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's just about all the time that we have for this week's show. I want to thank our special guest, Dr. George Miller. Thanks for coming by, George. And I want to thank the rest of everybody else here, because this is the last show of the season. So, hey, this is it for our season. We enjoyed having you, or enjoyed being in your homes this season, because they're much nicer than ours. And we'll see you next season, but we'll be on reruns, but we'll be someplace else. Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Pizzeria Pagliacci, now delivering to most Seattle neighborhoods north of downtown. Pizzeria Pagliacci, rated Seattle's best pizza.